Yeah, let's give everybody opportunity so we can ask as many questions like I mentioned before. Thank you for being so patient, Facebook. But yeah, so I just want to give an overview of what it is that we do and what my everyday would look like. Um, First, there is your processes. So you want to make sure that you got your list prepared. I'm assuming that everybody knows how to pull lists. I choose PropStream. That's like um, my main sort of software that I use and buy into, and that's the only one that you really need, in my opinion. Um, you don't seem to need too much of anything else besides PropStream, because you have Zillow that's going to help you out tremendously. You're going to have your Redfin, and that's going to help you out. That's number two on the real estate platform, and creating a way so they can buy and sell homes on in the public. So you can utilize their marketing instead of creating your own. I found that to be the best way to go about it. That's just my opinion. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do PropStream, and on there, maybe I'll do like a tutorial of how to work PropStream properly. But you really want to go ahead and get fluent with PropStream. It's like the biggest data like behemoth in the real estate market for wholesalers right now. So we'll get into that. The PropStream, do whatever you got to do to learn how to use it. I had it for like 6 months, and I just found out after 6 months how I'm able to look up properties that have with owners or sellers that have a debt in like a credit card or in other areas besides their taxes. So it's really helpful. The amount of money that they spend on data and just finding the best data for you is like immeasurable to anybody else. You really want to go ahead and buy into PropStream. It's $97 a month, and it has everything that you need to pull lists, find people, find out where people are, find your cash buyers, um, whatever you're trying to do. If you're going after the pre-foreclosed properties, if you're going after high equity, if you're going after low equity. And that's what I sort of want to talk about today. This is another avenue. I'm pretty excited about it, to talk about what that means. Going into, having a low equity as your list you pull, and what you can do with that. Okay. Right. Currently, I'm working on a property. This property I have under contract, and it is a very hard sale. Practically no comps. It's out in the rural areas. However, I'm still able to, I have to, dispo this property. So what do you do in that instance? I want to show you quickly on the whiteboard of how it is that I comp quickly. And that's what seems to be like a lot of questions that I'm getting now with other wholesalers in our local market of Pittsburgh. I want to stay where I am in Pittsburgh, because that's the whole point and purpose of me pulling this together and doing these live streams, is for the Pittsburgh wholesaling community. Just so that, where we are. What my point and reason for this is, if you have a lot of people, plenty of people to go to, places to go to, so you can discuss it, not just, out here on your own. You're not alone. So I really want to make that paramount of what it is that I'm doing here in front of you. Okay. And even taking the time to do this. The benefits to me is certainly the exposure. I do offer a finder's fee of anybody who's interested and you don't exactly feel comfortable going through your first deal alone. JV opportunity. That's a joint venture opportunity to work with us. And I have a lot of, partners, that help me with all areas of a deal that I'm not feeling confident in. And why not create a bigger network where we can all work together and utilize each other's resources so that it can be a more of a community sort of perspective, because it's really hard. It's really hard when you're out here by yourself. I tried it, doing it alone. And it's really unnecessarily difficult, and it doesn't have to be. So anyway, let's get back into PropStream. Okay, so you have your list pulled, and I took the pleasure of pulling a list. This is currently how thick my lists are from PropStream, but it's really not that many properties. It's just a lot of information. On PropStream, you're going to get your APN, you're going to get your address, your city, complete address anyway. You're going to get the number of bedrooms. You're going to get the if it's a duplex, single family home or whatever. You're going to get the year that it was built on here. I'm getting whether or not they're on the do not contact list. I'm getting that as well. I'm getting a lot of things when it was last purchased. You can get that on whether or not it was on the MLS and whether or not it's sold or failed. Okay, you can pull those lists too. Marketing or MLS properties that failed on the market. So, you really want to find what your market is in need of. And us as wholesalers, we want to be that glue to get you what you need. So we're solution finders, okay, for our sellers more than anything. And I really want to pronounce that because getting into wholesaling, it was let's find a way where we can solve problems and get paid for it in large amounts. I don't mind doing the work, but let's go ahead and get this money, So initially, that was the point and purpose. It seemed like it was an unfamiliar area to me. Real estate, never dealt in real estate before, and it was very intimidating because I knew nothing about it. So we really want to just to wrap your head around where it is that I'm coming from on this, and see if, hey, whatever your story is, okay, but, this is where I fall. So a little bit, just to give you a little background. So I went in this and I just started going to YouTube University, just really perfecting the craft of wholesaling and like getting to the base points of what it is. And a lot of people, gurus and just people that were a little bit more fluent. Hi, how you doing? Just a little bit that's more fluent. And that was on YouTube that was teaching. They were more so concerned about the seller and the situation. So we're problem solvers. Like if you get that, if you don't get anything else, just get that point of it. We're really there to help the sellers get out of situations, and whatever avenue that you decide to take in your business of wholesaling, it's like you can just perfect that area. I jumped all over the place. I went to creative financing, went to high equity properties, went to pre-foreclosure, went to I really like the creative financing because it's so attractive. And then I found out that you just can't go jumping. You'll never get anywhere. You'll never lock in a deal. You got to slow down, pick whatever lane that you're in. And that's whatever your market is telling you that you should be in. And right now, it seems like all over the country, we're more so in a market of low equity properties or sellers that are in need of assistance. So low equity, but They people want out of their loan. They can't afford their mortgages anymore. Inflation and everything. So that's all across the country. So that's what I'm more so going to speak on today. That's also here where I'm located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So we'll moving on from there. Well, let's get into what that looks like and how it is that I present or people end up calling me. So first of all, after I pull their list, I'll skip trace my list. While I'm skip tracing, da 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 da, I'm going about my day and putting in those hours of calling sellers, potential, that could have a potential motivation to sell. I'll pull my list, and I'll go from there. While I'm in the middle of my day, I'm usually getting a call from my banner signs. Your banner signs are, I think, okay, because this is a matter of opinion and everybody's different. In different markets, it'll play different parts. And you'll see some markets it won't work at all. And some markets it just really works well. You see, this is a bigger sign. This covers me both ways and I'm not narrow. So you can see this is one of my banner signs. So putting this guy up, I'm getting calls from people. I'll say 2 people a week will call me about the banner sign, and not just other wholesalers. Some of them are, but some of them are predominantly people that are looking to sell their houses that have already gotten a opinion from an agent that suggests, there really wouldn't be any buyers to come, or it wouldn't sell well on the MLS. So put up your banner signs. I know, stop doing the telephone polls. I started going as far as asking the business establishments at the convenience stores or at gas stations or somewhere, business establishments where I can put a sign up on their fence, like with zip ties I'll use, or I'll put on the back of it a stake. So I found that, just get your own pole, and it works well with the staple gun, of course, so get that, put it up, then you got your banner sign up. When I first started out and I didn't have the finances and resources, I started making my own banner signs. And these are, they're doable. Haven't got a call off of it though. I'm going to be honest. The ones that I handmade, and you see I got the stickers, it looks all, I think it looks neat, but it just wasn't attracting anybody. I found that when I invested from cheapsigns.com, I think, I'll look it up and get the exact address for anybody who directly messages me about it. But cheapsigns.com, I got them 150 for $400. Not that cheap. But because I got them so big, and that was like, I followed the flip man, and he really pronounced how getting a bigger sign worked so much better for him. So, and he's in Birmingham, Alabama. So, then there's that. So yeah, now take it, get your mallet, hammer it down in the ground, and then I go ahead and staple. So it's pretty cut and dry. I make sure I have my vest on when I'm going out there on the streets, people and their driving habits are not to be trusted. And I like to put my signs on the parkway. I like the ramps. Okay, we got a lot of ramps in Pittsburgh, and enough anyway. So the ramps really, I think they're staying up a lot longer. You can expect your banner sign to stay up for maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky. If they're on a telephone pole, get away from the pole. All right. I got my neighbor to cut these. I got these stakes from Lowe's. I got my neighbor to cut it and make a point at the end. He has like a table saw, and he was able, losing my mic. Hold up, YouTube. Coming back. Sheesh. I hope I wasn't off too long. That out. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll just go from here. Okay. So I'll make sure this is in pretty tight. So yeah. Hi. How are you? Good, Jules. Okay. I want to acknowledge you because I can, this hour goes so fast. So I'm trying to get, just keep organized and to where it is I am. But Jules was another wholesaler that contacted me from one of my banner signs, and that it works too because it gives you JV opportunities. You want to joint venture with other wholesalers in your area. We're not just competitors of each other. We can build together, and that's what the point and purpose of my reason for being here, so that we can build a community. We all benefit if we all work together. There's something that he knows that I'm not so secure with in the information, but there is so many ways that we can just more so than JVing. We can work together, like partner up, hey, because the buyers are limited right now. We want to address that. That is a big deal right now in the market, and that's all over the place. You need to go have sit downs with your buyers. What the gurus are saying is absolutely true. Currently, I'm working with 2 buyers, cash buyers. That's it. And it's a matter of, I'm getting, I'll get these properties, lock them up, and then you don't have any buyers. You got to pull back and cancel the contract, and nobody wants to do that. All that work, and then you walk away with nothing. But Flip with Rick put me on to something extremely beneficial just yesterday, and that was something I learned about a lot earlier, didn't know how to go about it, so I kind of forgot about it. But that's finding buyers agents in your market, utilizing Zillow for more than just comps. If you don't have access to the MLS, but you want to get buyers, we can go through, I'll go through maybe a time when I'm sharing my screen, go through how it is that you find cash buyers on Zillow and Redfin. But right now I have access to the MLS because I work with real estate agents, and I sit down and we have coffee at Panera, and we make sure we do this every month because he is essential to me, and I give him opportunities by allowing him to be as my buyer agent, represent me on deals. He also will find me buyers because we built a relationship. So now he knows that, hey, I'm not going to go behind his back and try to get to his buyer directly. And he's not going to try to go to one of my sellers, and try to market her house. So it's like you have to build that relationship right now. For those that are hungry, those agents, they are out there, and they are looking to work with wholesalers now, expanding because it's so well known, this wholesaling thing. So now I'll go into first I'll address Jules and see what his need is because he's here physically, and this is open to anybody who wants to come to Pittsburgh. Just DM me under contract with the location that I'm in. I'm not allowed to expose my location online. So you have to message me directly, and I'll be happy to share with you where to come and find me on. This is going to be Wednesdays, once a month. And that's the last week of the month, but Thanksgiving. So here we are. Okay. So, I want to let you guys know what it is that I bring into clients' homes after I schedule an appointment and get the contract under, get the agreement signed. Okay. But first we'll talk to Jules. Let's see what's up.
Just wanted to come, network with you.
Okay.
Finally face to face and everything.
Okay.
Just sit back and learn from you a little bit today.
Okay. That's fair. Thank you for coming. I didn't market this as wide as I usually do. I got flyers all over. I'll put all over, the area and get online and market. I just didn't have time. I've been really busy with the calls and the changes that we're making. No, that's not the contract, but I do have a contract. You can you can look at. And I do bring this, but learning from Flip with Rick, he gives a free course online. It's not a good idea to bring which contract were you looking for?
I know. I thought you said you had like for you and your seller.
For me and my seller, yeah. So no, that's the one for the buyer. These are contracts that I pulled from YouTube, from the gurus that were giving them out, like Pace Morby.
Okay.
This is the joint venture, or Flip with Rick. I have his. I also use
Let me see that one.
Taz. This is the
Pace's
joint venture
for Pace.
from Pace.
Yeah.
Yes, you have that.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I got it in a PDF. I just.
Yeah. So this one, I think this is the whole joint venture. Yeah. Oh yeah. His is extensive, man.
Yeah, creative.
Yeah, he made it a little bit better. And this one, no, this is the escrow instructions. But yeah, definitely don't bring your contract into the home. Have to go out to the car and get it. You don't want to, it'll come off as pushy. That is entirely true. I'm finding, you are there to solve problems. Again, it has to be reiterated. You're there to solve problems. You're not there to sell them. Get out of the headspace of let's hurry up and make some money. Let's close this deal, because it's only going to put your buyer or your seller into an uncomfortable, feeling coerced position, and it can pull up their red flags, and that you don't want to do. You really don't. Let me see the one. This isn't the one that I'm using here. Okay. But yeah, okay. This is the one that I want to give to everybody looking, and you're feel free to have one of these too, Jules. That's either one. I'm looking at both of them, but I want to present them both to the audience. Here's the due diligence. I put it, said phone due diligence, but this is one that I came up with from Epic, from Flip with Rick, from Pace and Jamel, from all the wholesaling guys that I follow. This is the due diligence checklist. It's a little bit better than the one I had initially, and that it just didn't help. I would never fill these out entirely whenever I was contacting a seller. Here, I'll show YouTube. Sorry about that, YouTube. Hold the mic for you. I can at least show you what's up. So yeah, there's that one. And then I was using Lily's too. Lily's, she has a really good one, and hers I laminated, in fact, and she's a good wholesaler. And then there's a little bit on the back. But this one, and I'll be happy to give this to anybody who contacts me directly. I'll be happy to give it to you. Just let me know. But I fill it out almost to its entirety. That is what I need on a phone, like interview, to see whether or not they're a motivated seller. After I pull my list. Okay. So you want to be prepared. And that's something that I could just pull off my desk, get their name, everything, get everything down once I get them on the phone. You're wasting paper if you pre-fill these out before you get them on the phone, because they could just as easily tell you no. So that's on the phone. I have the phone due diligence. Then I have the door knocking due diligence. Now this one I laminated, and it's mainly for people that's here physically. But I'll be happy to give copies of this too. So this is, this is my sticky note. So that's included in what's considered my door knocking. So my sticky note, I have to decline that. So my sticky note that I'll put on people's door, I'll handwrite them individually. You can see that. I will handwrite my sticky notes. And it says, Dear whoever. I put the person's name of whoever pays the taxes of the home. I put their, I get that from the appraisal site. So I put that on there. That's for YouTube. Sorry about that. Okay, so it says, my name is Ashley. My friend and I would like to buy the real estate at whatever the property address is. Call me at my number. God bless. P.S. It's okay if repairs are needed. Ash. That's it. You can make it shorter. I like this. God before everything. So I make sure I put that in there, and it helps significantly. The God bless. I'm also the digital marketer. Okay. So in my digital marketing, things that are attached to the creator, the higher power, whoever you refer to, that entity, involve it in your everyday. And it really does help. It looks attractive to who you're selling to. So, just want to put that out there. Please be honest before anything. And then there's another one. So this one I got from somebody that was in a group on Facebook. I believe it was Pace Morby's group. He thought that it would be a good idea to leave a letter. So when I spoke to another wholesaler that I JV with in Tennessee, he told me that he leaves letters. And what he does is UPS offers like a packaging envelope for free. And I found out that the USPS also does. So you go to your local post office, you get these envelopes that they give for free that has the little thing, the tab that you got to pull away from it. Okay, you get those for free. Pick up a handful. Put a letter in it. Those are so much more likely to get opened by your seller, okay, and not thrown with the rest of the mail. If you're going to do door knocking, put this sticker on. Do the little envelope. If you want to send them, go ahead and buy a roll of stamps and send them out. But while you're there, why not hit them with a double whammy? Put this in the name of the home owner. And what it says is, dear homeowner, I'll stop by to leave. Oh, no, I did not edit this. But it's basically it's the same thing that I wrote down in my handwritten note. But I tell a story, and in this one, this guy was a guy. So he talks about his wife him and his wife are interested in purchasing your property. If you are considering selling it. If you are considering selling it. So you're already going off of a list. You're already trying to attract motivated sellers. So you're pulling them. So yes, they do, or they are interested in selling their property, basically. You already know that. We are targeting these people that has motivation, and if it's not anybody that's motivated, after you look up the house on PropStream, I highly recommend PropStream, but after you look it up, you'll see that whatever motivation that they have, if they're in need of money, whatever. But make sure you're doing that, because or else you're wasting paper. You have to. I'm finding that in the list, even from PropStream, I have to vet the seller. You're wasting your time if you don't. Know what you pulled this list for. Stay in your lane. Choose your high equity or low equity, or older homeowners or tired landlords. Whatever your list you pull, stay there and make sure they have higher motivation. That's why you're even taking the time to send this. I see a lot of people are getting burned out and just chasing these lists that are either too old or they didn't vet it entirely. Somebody got there ahead of them. And they're wasting their time, and they're not getting calls back, and they're just spinning their wheels. And it's that's the quickest way to burn out in this. But basically, I'm letting the person know where it is that I'm from. I work out of the Pittsburgh area, we'll say, and I purchase properties throughout the state of Pennsylvania. Currently, I'm working on other projects in the neighborhood, which is how I noticed your property. Please call me so I can tell you how we can buy with no hassle and, most importantly, at a fair price. I purchased the house directly from you, so there is no real estate commission or extra fees coming out of your pocket. People don't know this stuff. You do have to explain this to them. Don't assume that they do know as much as you do about real estate. And everybody, believe it or not, a lot of people, a lot of the sellers that I encounter think that that's the only way to go until they saw my sign. So it exists. It's there. Please, just explain. Take the time to explain to your seller what their options are and, let you know you exist. Furthermore, I always make cash offers, so you never have to worry about delays resulting from a buyer trying to qualify for mortgage or wasting your valuable time. I'd be glad to personally tell you more about how we can work. All obligation or no obligation, excuse me, I didn't edit this. Even if you have made other arrangements, you can keep this letter for your future reference since things in life have a tendency to change unexpectedly. And I'll edit this better so this can be, thank you for your time and consideration and look forward to speaking with you. This is a really good letter to put together. And I decided instead of a letter, that I was going to do a brochure. So I put these brochures together just to pile on more information. I put these brochures together and they have my face on them, which I think is highly important. That's my business card. So you don't got to go wasting from Vistaprint, wasting all that money with the business cards. And then I have my banner sign. So they familiarize, because that's how people get to know your business, whatever you're selling. If it's carpeting, if it's roofing, if it's real estate, then look, you want people to know what your logo is. You want people to know, and the more they see you, the more likely they are to purchase from you. They start to trust you. My banner signs have to go up. My brochures must go out because I need them and I want to associate a face with it. I'm a human being. I'm not a corporation. I'm Ashley. Happens to be an acquisition specialist. Doesn't have to be real estate, but in this case it is. But it's like outside of somebody that wants to buy your house, I'm a real person. And that's what that allows people to know. So don't be afraid to use your face, in areas which could be a little discriminatory, we think, or whatever we think. Have confidence in who you are, what you're doing, and that you want people to familiarize themselves with you. That is so much more important in marketing than whether or not you think that the where you live is not conducive to like diversity. Okay, so just try to wrap your mind around that a minute. And you go on. What I have in here is about cold cash and what that means, about cash being king in real estate, a carryback and what that means, explaining about that, my mission for my company, explaining that, probate, tax advocate is what I can represent, for people. Now I have a new one, and that's what I want to discuss because it's 20 minutes till. I want to discuss that today. Oh, before I go into that, let me show on the back. That's important. That's a link. That's a QR link to my website. That QR link on the back of here will take you directly to the website of Flippin' Digigen. Now, I'm a digital marketer too. Here, you're welcome to have one of these. One of these are backwards. Here, I don't want to give you the backwards one. I want to give you a good prototype so you can see what they look like if you decide to go this avenue, because I went out my way to go buy a printer because it was cheaper than getting them done getting them done at a company or establishment, and then buying the stock paper. I just bought thicker paper from Walmart. That's all I did. And I folded it. and I used a color printer to make my picture color, so it didn't look cheap. It doesn't look, it doesn't feel flimsy like it's just a piece of paper. It's like a thicker piece of industrial paper. Okay, that is really reasonable. I'm talking like $3 from Walmart for a pack of this paper. Okay, it's very attractive. So, yeah, the QR code and, getting people to my website. That's where I put all of my deals on the website, on a part of the website, so that I can get more buyers comfortable with coming to the website and seeing a better description of the property that I'm trying to dispo. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So the third way of what I discovered with this property that I have under contract now, it needs a short sale. So the heck is a short sale? And that's what I said. I said, I know I heard of this, YouTube University, but it's an option for people that have low equity in their homes. That doesn't have a whole lot. We just skip right over them as wholesalers, and that's not the best thing to do. There's an option for them too, and that's what we're coming into in this market. It is a low equity. People cannot afford their mortgage payments anymore. Inflation is real. They're talking about beyond just another setback like '06. They're talking about another depression, a little bit worse than '06 and '08. So this is something that we're going to see a whole lot more. These are the calls that I'm getting with my banner signs. Agents don't necessarily, they're putting them on the market for really cheap, but that cuts into their fee. They're so they want their little bit of money, but they're really just I noticed even the agents that I'm working with, they're putting the sellers off. Hey, look, so I would just walk away, sort of thing. There's no equitable interest in the property. So yeah, it's just another, and then nobody wants to purchase a regular buyer, somebody that's just looking to not invest but live in the property. They don't want to get a loan because the high interest rates. So you got so many things going on right now in the market. We need to have options for these people. We're problem solvers, so let's solve it. And that option is a short sale, and that short sale does take a while. A company told me yesterday, I had a little discussion with a representative of the short sale department in his company, and it could take 6 months to a year with a smaller company. I found that's not necessarily with all companies that do short sales, and they do wholesales too. And they're real estate investors is what they are. They just learned the craft of short selling and incorporate it within their company. Something like I'm doing with creative financing. It's not, there's more options available. Okay. And that's one of them. The short sale is one. You can wholesale a short sale, and I encourage people to look this up and do their own due diligence. I'll tell you what options that I saw available if you message me directly, because I just don't want to blurt out any names and numbers. I'd rather contact me, and then I'll message you back and let you know what that option would look like for a seller if you're stuck and you can't dispo the property, or you haven't contracted the property yet, but you don't know how to help this seller. So I want people to get some help out here, because this is real. This inflation is real. Okay. So that was the third option. Then that's if you're going door knocking. Then before I get to that, then there's another thing. There's an email, the emails that I send out. So when we skip trace, if you're not using batch leads, that's the only one that I find reparable. I think, besides the one that I'm going to tell you about. And it takes a lot longer, but you can get a VA if you want to, if you got the money to do it. But I like to individually skip trace my leads because I get much better numbers, much better connect, like somebody to pick up the numbers, and I get more than 2 and 3 and 4 options. I use the True People Search and I use Fast People Search. And those are the 2 free ways that I'm able to get a number to almost every property that I've tried to look up, unless it's a probate and they're deceased. It's hard. You got to go through family members and all that with probates. But yeah, I like to do it individually. When I do that, because it takes so much time, True People Search also gives an email address. So I email my sellers. I'm calling my sellers. I'm leaving voice messages, and I'm texting my sellers, because True People Search and Fast People Search tell you if it's a landline or a cell phone. So you do have to send multiple text messages. Now, you don't get a response, send another one. You don't get a response, send another one. You don't get a response usually until the 4th time that you try to text. But texting is like a very good way right now with where people are. I guess the technology age, they are really good at answering text messages, especially people that are, I'll say, 50 and younger. You still want to incorporate that. So you're texting people, you're calling this one lead, you're texting them, you're calling them directly. You're leaving a voicemail. Leave a voicemail. Hi, my name is Ashley. If you could, please give me a call back at your earliest convenience. Look forward to speaking to you. That's all I say. And then they call me back and they don't know what I'm calling about. I do this to buyers, cash buyers. I do this to sellers too. Because a lot of cash buyers are shying away now because they're getting overwhelmed with the calls that they're getting. They got more properties for sale, and buyers got choices now. That's why it's essential that you take the time to sit down, have your coffee with them, whatever you're going to do, but connect with them. Okay. Any questions so far, Jules? I just want to be considerate of that. Yeah, no problem. I got all kinds of information, for you, but yeah. So I got okay. All right. So this is what I did because I'm a digital marketer first. Then I came into wholesaling. So everything is like very thorough, and I'm very I'm like a paper terrorist, if you allow me. But these are some options. Like when I started getting into creative financing, these are some options that I pulled together. Just an example, and I'll give this to you. This is a printout of it's a proposal that I sent over to my sellers. If you want to look at that, Jules, you're welcome to. That's like so introduction to the creative financing. I was giving people options because Epic taught me. This guy's great. You got to check out Epic. And he's like under the radar. He's like a gold mine for real. If you find him. So he really gave me like an idea of how I could pitch the creative financing method, and it works. Okay, I have to say that it works. There's still going to be negotiations. You still have to you're not going to get a cut and dry answer for a seller, because typically the people that you are sending this proposal to are giving 3 options of prices and how you can work them out in terms. If I need to slow down or go back, or please let me know or contact me directly. But to the beginners, this is not familiar, I wouldn't think. But you give 3 options and you give 3 different ways in how you can pay it. The first is always a cash offer. The second will come with some terms, whether it be like a 3-year or payment plan with this amount of interest rates and a balloon at this point, or in the third option be whatever. You can make the same payment for 100 months. Whatever makes sense so that you can still, your cash buyer can still get cash on cash return at the end of that term agreement. Let's make it make sense. So I found that the buyers, they do actually care about the interest rate. In fact, unless you're getting a huge buyer that owns a lot of real estate. And I can't seem to find that in the Pittsburgh area right now. But unless it's a hedge funds, and we know that they're all gone already. So you really want to get, them three options and like make it make sense. But I will dissect this in another session because right now, hi. That's it. I'm going to wrap this up. Okay. So I just want you guys to reach out if you need any assistance. I put together these folders to give to my buyers, but it's really, if you need some help, you got people. Okay. We're in the Pittsburgh area. We're happy to help. Just reach out. We have a meeting place every month. So just so you know. All right. With that, I'll say peace and have a good evening. All right. Not one.